What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just had to go ahead and put this video together because I've been seeing things explode on the timeline over on Twitter. I actually saw this a few days ago, but of course, I had to get some other topics out, but I have to discuss it today because, man, oh man, Ubisoft is just missing out on such an opportunity. Again, I understand the position that they're in right now. But in my opinion, the concept of XDefiant was great, and this just further proves my point. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And today, we're actually checking out Marvel Rivals again. I've been grinding out a decent amount, so if you guys want to hang out with me, hop into the open lobby, squad up with us in Marvel Rivals, by all means, tune to the stream. I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, again, when it comes to XDefiant, we all knew how this game was going to thrive. It was going to thrive by staying alive over the course of years. It's going to take advantage of Call of Duty's downtimes, because as we all know within Call of Duty, basically it works as a yearly cycle, right? Every year it drops a new game, it's hot, it's, everybody's talking about it, everybody's excited, people play it for a few months, and they all leave. I mean, that's just literally what Call of Duty is all about. Call of Duty does not thrive off of, consistent, really solid seasonal updates, which it is getting better at, don't get me wrong. But seasons aren't the bread and butter of Call of Duty, like, compared to a game like Fortnite or Apex, any other game that is a long-lasting game. The seasons for those games are where it's at because they aren't getting another game, right? They only have one title, so they are excited for new content, new implementations, a shake-up, so on and so forth in the game that they enjoy. Call of Duty, like I literally just said, is not on that path. Seasons are fun and all, but the mass majority of the time, they go off of their yearly hype. So the goal here, which Mark Rubin was heavily on board with, was once again running the marathon. Take advantage of those downtimes that Call of Duty is guaranteed to have. It's not an if, it's not a but, it's not a maybe. No, Call of Duty is guaranteed every year to have this downtime. Now, if Call of Duty wasn't a yearly cycle game and it lasted, let's say, 2 to 3 years, or they just had one Call of Duty game, this wouldn't work because they have a one solid community, one, solid foundation, and their hype is off of seasons. So, XDefiant would have to pivot around, maybe changing up their season time, so on and so forth. I don't know, but it wouldn't work as well. But with how Call of Duty currently is, it works perfectly. All you have to do is just ride the wave. And again, we have to keep in mind, it was never going to drain Call of Duty, ever. Call of Duty is always going to get that yearly hype, and I guarantee a lot of people who play XDefiant will probably want to go back and see what the new Call of Duty is all about. Guaranteed, not a doubt in my mind. But the charm of this was the fact that they would still come back. They would still return for new seasons in XDefiant, and it could be a balance in competition, right? That's what it's all about here. But sadly, like the title says, Ubisoft are just simply morons. They mismanaged this game in the worst way possible. It sucks. And just right when the Call of Duty cycle is hitting once again, they miss out on it. They announce that the game is going to be shutting down and, it's no longer going to be supported. XDefiant is what I'm talking about here. And then right afterwards, we start getting all this news. All these creators are dropping out of Call of Duty. They're not playing it anymore. Black Ops, 6 has horrible connection issues. Cheaters are running rampant. Microsoft and Activision come out saying that, that's not going to be resolved until Season 2, so we have 40 plus days. They're going on vacation, winter break, because obviously Christmas is right around the corner. Call of Duty is getting absolutely grounded right now. And again, I'm not saying XDefiant would be able to take any of those players whatsoever. And if they do take a good amount of players, it's not going to hurt COD. It probably won't even make Activision nor Microsoft even bat an eye in their direction, right? But it's still, this is what I'm talking about. This is what the developers were talking about. This is what everybody was talking about. This was going to be how XDefiant can continue to build, its community. People will start to witness that you can play more than one game. There are more alternatives out there. You don't have to play only one title. And they will see that when these downtimes come between different games, you can bounce back and forth. But again, Ubisoft massively fumbled here. They did, and they are missing out on an opportunity of constant growth for this game, especially if you look at Season 3 and all of the content that is within this update. And guys, I'm not talking about the maps and all that stuff, because I understand that these maps and, all this other stuff is from multiple different seasons. People for some reason think that, with me being happy about the recent drop makes me, unknowledgeable of the fact that, they just crammed everything they worked on for basically a year plus into this one single update, and that's why it's large. I get it, and I get that if it was just Season 3 and Season 3 only, it would be different. But do you see the cosmetics within this season? Again, I prestiged, so I'm using lower-end weapons. I can't really showcase too much, but seriously, there is a lot of outstanding looking cosmetics within XDefiant in this season that would have just blown up. It would have made them a tremendous amount of money, especially compared to Season 1 and Season 2. The first two seasons were extremely rough with cosmetics. The first season specifically was horrifying. And, that was the problem. But again, they had a plan, and I'm assuming Ubisoft knew the plan. They were focused on fixing the game, which they said 1 trillion times, and then they were going to go ahead and advertise, market, and start, ramping up the cosmetics within Season 3. They didn't even get a chance to get into Season 3. Guys, I want to show you guys a little clip from Nadeshot as well, just discussing the Black Ops 6 situation again. Because, this is just showcasing all of the potential that Ubisoft is missing out on here.
Call of Duty has served us up a pile of shit from a network performance standpoint. They won't invest in better servers, higher tick rate servers. There's no server protections. There's no safeguards to make sure players are having a fair gaming experience. The shame in all this, like the biggest issue that I have with all this is that Black Ops 6 is actually a lot of fun. The game is fun for me to play if it were working properly. The core mechanics of the game are fun. I enjoy the movement. I enjoy the gunplay. I enjoy some parts of the foundation of the game, but I can't play it. I can't enjoy it. There's no integrity. Somebody's cheating, or the network sucks, or the game is broken. I'm certainly not retiring from Black Ops 6, but I definitely will not be playing it every day. I just can't. I don't enjoy it enough to sit here and play it every day. They made a great game, but then they try to save money for their shareholders, for the bottom line, for their business units, their P&L. They think nobody will notice, nobody will care. The times have changed, Call of Duty. We gotta wake up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it just absolutely hurts knowing that Ubisoft is cutting off allowing, people, new players to download XDefiant right during this time. This is practically how every single creator feels within the Call of Duty realm. Now, I will say, I wish a lot of these guys would, they talk the talk, but we all know they're going to hit up Call of Duty a lot, and they probably won't give XDefiant a go, which I wish they did. But at the end of the day, this is the potential I'm talking about here. Across the board, every year, people are going to slowly, drop away and need a little bit of a break. And XDefiant was that alternative. It is literally, that COD. It's what, Marvel Rivals is to Overwatch. It's what Delta Force is to Battlefield. XDefiant was that alternative to help people have variety in the niche that they enjoy. To cut it so soon before it could even tap into the potential that's there is... It's mind-numbing. It's mind-numbing to me. And honestly, how Ubisoft handled it is just even more disgusting, because they spent all their money on, basically advertising this game, getting, bigger names to play it, talk about it, so on and so forth, during the prime drop of, a Call of Duty game, right? And then during the downtimes, they're picking up lower-end content creators, people that basically we have no clue of, like on Twitch, for example, people who are, I don't want to say lower-end content creators, they're still pulling in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, but they don't give a crap. They probably don't even know or play Call of Duty whatsoever. They're just literally, they're non-COD names. Imagine if Ubisoft halted, waited, and let Call of Duty run its course, and then use all that money, all that advertising cash to, get Call of Duty players during this down period to pick up XDefiant and play and showcase to a newer audience. And again, it's not going to, get these guys to stick around and play XDefiant forever, but it's getting it to the right eyes, the right people, the clientele that they want for this game. Instead, they have, again, like I said, random people who don't even touch Call of Duty or, care about XDefiant probably, who are, getting partnered streams, or paid advertised streams, so on and so forth, to push the game out there. Pushing it to the wrong audience, in my personal opinion. But regardless, I just had to put this video together here because it's just, it hurts every single time I think about it. The fact that this game is getting shut down without ever getting its proper treatment. Since the beginning, Ubisoft mismanaged this, and it sucks. It sucks for the devs who are very passionate about this project, who love this game. It's sad to see that it's just spiraling when it could be more successful. This cycle in Call of Duty is known, and Ubisoft made it clear that they knew about, the process of XDefiant and that it needs to go on for the long run, and, it's going to be a process game. That's what hurt. It just makes no sense. It's like we all knew it. They knew it. They knew the steps that had to be, taken to get the Call of Duty crowd over to their game. It's going to be timely, yet and still caught the axe, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to share my personal opinion on this. I want to show you those clips from Nadeshot and express, how it's just so much missed potential here while everybody is just very down and hating Call of Duty. Black Ops 6 is rough, and I'm not saying this as, someone who hates COD, because I think Black Ops 6 is pretty fun. But I'm saying this from, people who only post, like, the COD content creators, people who are, pretty much, flown down every single year to see the new Call of Duty game, that crowd, they're all livid right now, This would have been the time, and it just kills me to see that they couldn't take advantage of this time. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And as always, if you guys want to catch my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch. You guys find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.